you think of the first day?
You know, listen, it was better than the first day last year. So we're 1 year better. There's familiarity and comfort in how we do what we do, and I think the work we did this summer, today felt like just the next day in our preparation. It wasn't anything that felt special. Obviously, adding the helmet and the shock pads adds a little bit of tax, and so we have a ways to go yet in our process leading up to it. Had a couple guys cramp and stuff like that, but that's normal. On the whole, I thought it was a good, efficient day and a good starting point. And the good news is that's the worst we'll look all year, right? That's the worst football we'll play. Everything after this will get a little bit better.
What do you expect to get out of a day like this?
We expect to get a lot. We've stopped with install that starts at just first down, right? We don't do that anymore. So we had what we call war zone, which is red zone. We had first down, second down, third down, fourth down today. So we were playing football, and that's part of this, again, process of team building where we don't leave it ever. It's always a part of us. So we got a lot done. I think, again, it's still, I think there's still an element of learning how to train, and I think the challenge here is going to be training every day and how we take care of ourselves, how we get our sleep, how we make sure that we keep our bodies healthy as we try to keep adding volume to it. But again, I think we made it out of the day without any soft tissue issues. We had some cramping, but on the whole, I felt like it was a pretty good first day.
You've got all your support staff color-coded for nutrition and training and whatever. That's something I don't think we've seen in the past. Is that just another thing of being another year as a head coach, thinking of things that you didn't think of before, maybe?
Yeah, it's evolution. It's problem solving. I think we need to know where people are who serve very specific roles, and I think it's just a way for us to address that. And I want to know, again, where our athletic training staff is, obviously the nutrition staff, and then the equipment staff. Visually, I can now look out in the field and see exactly where they are, and it just streamlines our operation, and it's going to make us more efficient.
Some of the players who were injured last year who were back at practice, like Miles Capers and Bradley Mann, how are they looking, and what are they going to add to the defense this fall?
Well, they both had really good off seasons. I know they're both really excited, and they've gotten themselves to a point where I expect a quick acclimation back into playing. There's still a process involved with that. So it's going to take time to get them full go, but it's good to have them out here, and they both worked really, really hard to get to this point. So however long it takes them to get back to their top speed, I actually feel like their best will be a little bit better than it was before, just because they've worked for it.
You have a number of defensive players who played both kind of on the inside and then on the edge. How are you deciding which players to put it at which spot?
Well, versatility is a good thing, and we want to be able to mix and match those guys based on situations. So there are times when a guy that's an edge player on third down might move inside to create a matchup on a guard, to create a pass rush, advantage. Again, we have some guys in this program who have physically developed to the point where they can really do both at a high level. And so it's based off what the situation needs. And then when you start getting into guys like Nate Clifton and Christian James, those guys can plug and play, and they can play at a high level in both spots. And so we address what the team needs.
Yeah. What have you seen out of Martell Height early on? I saw he had that interception today.
Yeah, it was good to see. Again, it's day one, and so we don't want to overreact to things. Martell has a confidence about him. I've enjoyed watching him catch punts. I think that's exciting. He has a knack for the ball, and he's shown some flashes that way. Seems very confident and comfortable, and we just got to keep growing him up in our systems. But I think at that position, we'd love to have a young guy step up and help us, and there's no reason to think that he can't. It's just anytime you're talking about a freshman, the volume in college is a lot, and so you got to be patient and give them time to develop.
Coach, your first year you had 91 players on the roster. Right now you've got 114. When you think about that, does that sort of symbolize some of the growth within your program and the real depth at several positions?
Certainly. I think it reflects health, health of program, vision of program, partnership with our campus. So, I mean, you start thinking, we have 85 scholarships, so what we're adding to that is our guys walking on. We're finding guys that love football, that want to be involved in an SEC program. We're finding guys that are going to help us win games on the field as walk-ons, which is exciting. And our partners on campus are facilitating that growth too, which I think is a huge statement, again, to the support that we have from the highest levels on this campus. And so, getting that walk-on program to the point where it's a vibrant part of our team and it builds into our football culture has been an early mission, and we're on the right track. Credit to Barton and credit to our campus for making that a priority for them too.
I also noticed today the quality control coaches, a lot of the younger guys that are running around with the team out here. Josh Adams from Notre Dame, Justin Harris, I think, who played here as well. What do those guys add as guys that are fresh out of college and guys that have played in the SEC?
Yeah, it's obviously they bridge, right? They bridge, coach and player, and there's a relatability there that is important. Sometimes coaches can kind of get tunnel vision, and it's not just about them correcting that tunnel vision by interfacing with the player. Sometimes it's about bringing awareness to the coach with what we're missing, and I think that's the most important thing, is we have to grow and develop along with our team. And so obviously I've got a lot of trust in those guys. We've built that trust in the workshop. Josh and I were together at Notre Dame. I always had a ton of respect to him as a captain in that program. Josh Smith, excuse me, and Justo, earned it here. Josh was before me, but man, has he become a guy that I just, love going to work with every day. So they're a vibrant part of our staff, an important part of our staff, and we're happy to have them.
On day one, how do you see the stack up the running back competition right now?
Oh, I think right now it's anybody's game. Obviously, the early nod's going to go to the guys that have experience in the program and have had great off seasons. But this will play out over the next month, and we're going to need more than one. So we're going to need a few guys to step up and be ready. And I know that Coach Everett will have those guys positioned to do that.
Your tight end transfer from Brown. Tell us about him and where can he help you this year?
Well, with Cole's injury, obviously there's a clear need in that room for experience and depth. We have young players there that are stepping up. Obviously, Logan's had a nice run at it since January, so we're excited about him. But we're going to need more, and so he gives us a chance to add experience and skill too. Now, his challenge is learning how to function how we function, and how to play football at Vanderbilt and what our process looks like. He's part of the way in on that, but we're excited to have him and excited for what he can contribute.
It feels like health-wise, maybe you're in a little better position beginning fall camp than you've been in the past. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, we have some nicks and bruises that we're working through, but we've grown our summer program to prepare us for this, and I think we learned last year too, heading into week 0. It's just that you have to be pretty strategic with how you're training the team and how you're preparing them for this day, right? Because this is a start point for the marathon that's fall camp, and felt like just like everything, just like the shirts we're wearing, right? It's all evolution. You learn, you grow, and I'm excited to have the guys that are out here and available. And then there are some that we're taking some extra precaution right now to ensure that when they are back, they're able to sustain, right? We don't want to rush people back now. We have to play the long game here too.
Is Cole the only one that has a long-term injury right now?
Cole's will be out for the season. Jake Ketchick too. The rest of the guys will be back at varying times, and we can have more detailed update as we go. But some of those guys will be back in days, some of them weeks. It's just a matter of them getting healthy.
So you don't expect Jake Ketchick to play this year?
I don't. I mean, there's a chance, obviously, as we get to postseason that he could be available, but right now he's focused on his rehab process and getting himself better.
Anything else? Awesome.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate y'all being here. Thanks so much.